This week is all about community and civic engagement, what it means, why it matters, and how you, as an MSU student, are already a part of something bigger than yourself. At its core, civic engagement is about how you show up in the various communities you belong to, on campus, in Moorhead and Rowan County, and even in your hometown or online spaces. It's about how you can use your time, talents, and voice to make a positive difference through service learning, volunteering, voting, or simply showing up for others. This content matters because the kind of student you become at MSU shapes the kind of citizen, professional, and neighbor you'll be beyond graduation. Community engagement isn't just about checking a box. It's about learning who you are, what you value, and how you can contribute to a better world as a well-rounded citizen. My name is Andrew Sexton, and I'm the coordinator of service learning at MSU's Center for Career Development and Experiential Education. I also teach first year seminar and organize MSU's annual Make an Impact Day event. I hope you participate in events like this and reflect on how you are positively impacting communities, while also developing essential career skills to prepare you for your future. This type of career development is not accidental. It's how your skills, values, interests, and personality all come together through meaningful experiences. You might have already volunteered before in high school, through a blood drive, cleaning up after a natural disaster, or even going on a mission trip around the world. What kinds of issues did your service try to solve? What kinds of outcomes or impacts came about from your service? Think of these questions and more as we go through this week's lesson. Before we can talk about making a difference in a community, we first have to understand what a community actually is. So, let's start with a simple but important question. What is a community? It might sound abstract at first, but a community starts with one single part, much like a page in a book, a drop of water in a glass, or even a cell in a body. And in this case, that part is you. Communities are built from individuals, people with their own beliefs, characteristics, identity, and personality. You are an autonomous individual with your own experiences and choices. And because of that, you help shape the communities you're part of. And just as you grow and change over time, so do your communities. Understanding this helps us see why our roles and responsibilities in those communities matter. Most likely, the closest communities you are part of are those formed with your family and friends. This is represented by the idea of interpersonal relationships, the connections and interactions between two or more people. Some of these individuals become part of your community by birth or circumstance, while others are people you intentionally choose to bring into your life and vice versa. Beyond interpersonal ties, communities often form around shared interests or characteristics that connect individuals in meaningful ways. Shared interests can include your favorite athletic team, musical artist, or even a TV show. Shared characteristics may include physical, emotional, mental, or moral traits, and they describe similarities with others that we have on an individual level. At this point, our diagram starts to resemble what many of us picture when we think of a community, something familiar, like a hometown or a county. These places often share common experiences, culture, and characteristics among their residents, whether that's an annual festival, a favorite local diner, or a well-known figure in town. When people in Kentucky are asked, "Where are you from?" they often respond with the name of their hometown or county, a practice especially common in rural areas. Understanding the makeup of your local community, its size, culture, and shared identity, helps you see how your background shapes your values and how you might contribute meaningfully to the place you're in now. As we continue exploring the question, what is a community? We now turn to a broader scale, the state or region. These larger communities are typically defined by shared geography and sociocultural traditions. These may include common climate and physical landscape, distinctive dialects or accents, regional political identities, religious practices, regional dishes, music, and celebrations, among other characteristics that shape a collective identity. One example of a regional community is MSU's 22 county service region, which is located in eastern Kentucky. Whether you are originally from this service region, across the nation, or even around the world, you now belong to this community. You can consider this place, especially the city of Moorhead, your home away from home. MSU works hard to serve this region when it comes to making higher education available to as many people as possible. When any community needs arise, MSU completes service projects in these areas. Since 2006, MSU has held the Carnegie Foundation's Community Engagement Classification, a distinction awarded to institutions that demonstrate a sustained commitment to community engagement in teaching, scholarship, and service. As an MSU student, you are now part of this legacy. The university's work to support the region has included disaster relief, addiction recovery support, assistance to small businesses, and contributions to regional economic development. As you progress in your academic journey, consider how the knowledge and skills you gain through your major can be used to serve the public good. Another important regional identity relevant to MSU and its surroundings is the Appalachian region, which includes 423 counties across 13 states. Defined by the Appalachian Regional Commission, this region is characterized by its distinct topography, economic needs, and demographic patterns. Historically, Appalachia's economy was driven by industries such as coal mining, timber, and agriculture. While many of these sectors have declined, the region has increasingly shifted toward manufacturing, tourism, and energy production. In Kentucky, emerging and established industries now include healthcare, aerospace, food and beverage processing, and agricultural technology, or agritech. These industries not only support the local economy, but also shape the communities that form around them. As you think about your career path, it's just as important to understand the community and workforce needs of the region where you want to live as it is to understand your own interests, because your future contributions won't happen in a vacuum. They will be shaped by and in turn help shape the broader community you're part of. The next level of community structure is the nation or country, which is often shaped by shared histories, languages, and systems that help organize how people live and work together. While each nation may differ in how it governs or expresses its values, most have some form of structure in place that supports the daily functioning of society and creates a sense of belonging for the people who live there. Whether someone lives in a place temporarily or permanently, they are still shaped by the broader systems and customs of that society. Expectations, such as following community norms, participating in shared responsibilities, and understanding how systems work, contribute to how people engage with one another at this level. By understanding how national level communities are formed and maintained, we can better reflect on the ways large systems influence our lives, shape our communities, and affect how we contribute to the well being of others, both within and across borders. The last level of community I want us to think about is the international or global level. This is where nations around the world are connected, not just through politics or economics, but through shared challenges and responsibilities that affect all of us. Countries work together through things like international organizations, trade, and diplomacy, but they're also connected through global issues. One example of a shared global challenge is the COVID-19 pandemic. Although it originated in a specific location, its impacts were felt across every continent, affecting individuals, families, institutions, and communities around the world. It reminded us how deeply connected we are to people we may never meet. I encourage you to start thinking of yourself not just as a member of your hometown, your campus, or even your country, but as part of the global community. You're a global citizen. That means being aware of what's going on in the world, caring about people from different cultures and backgrounds, and doing your part to make a difference. And as a student here at MSU, you're developing skills that are important both locally and globally. Employers today are looking for people who can work well with others, communicate across differences, and approach problems with creative and critical thinking. Those are the same kinds of skills you build through volunteering and service. As communities grow in complexity, from local neighborhoods to national systems, working together requires strong communication skills. When those conversations focus on issues that matter to a community's well being, we call this civic dialogue. Civic dialogue is a skill that you can learn, and it's a powerful tool. It's about listening carefully, asking thoughtful questions, and communicating across differences with respect. It's not about trying to win or be the loudest voice in the room. It's about trying to understand and connect. You don't have to agree with the person you're speaking with, but it's important to be respectful. These kinds of conversations help build more united communities, and they're essential if we want to work together to solve real problems, both on campus and beyond. Let's be honest, we've probably all seen a conversation turn into a debate. Maybe it was in the comments section of a news article, a heated group chat, or even a family dinner when someone brought up a forbidden topic. Suddenly, what started as a discussion turns into a showdown, complete with eye rolls, sarcasm, and people talking over one another just to be right. One person pulls out a meme to prove their point, another storms off, and by the end, no one feels heard, just frustrated. That kind of exchange might look familiar because it's what we often see modeled in politics, on social media, or even in our own communities. But that's not civic dialogue. Real civic dialogue is less like a debate stage and more like a team huddle. It's about listening, asking questions, and showing a little patience, even when you disagree. When done well, it makes space for everyone to be part of the conversation, not just the loudest voice. And when people feel heard, they're more likely to show up, stay engaged, and help build something better together. Now that we've explored that communities are sustained through relationships and shared interests, let's turn our attention to how individuals can come together to create positive change within them. This intentional participation is commonly understood as civic engagement, which refers to the ways individuals use their knowledge, skills, values, and passions to contribute to the well being of their communities. Throughout your college experience, your knowledge will expand, your skills will sharpen, and your values may evolve in response to new insights and lived experiences, all of which shape your motivation to engage. At its core, civic engagement involves working to promote a more just, equitable, and vibrant quality of life in one's community. One of the guiding commitments of MSU is reflected in its mission to serve our communities to improve the quality of life, reminding us that civic engagement is not only encouraged here, but it is central to the purpose of your education and your development as a well rounded citizen and community member. Civic engagement takes many forms. Some are political, such as voting or attending a public meeting, while others are non political, like volunteering or joining a student led initiative. And you'll find examples of both in this slide. Consider joining a student organization that reflects your interests and values, where you can build relationships, share your passion with others, and engage with the campus community through efforts like tabling. Likewise, explore opportunities to volunteer with local nonprofits, like those you met at Make an Impact Day, or contribute to causes you care about. These experiences not only strengthen our local communities, but also help you develop critical skills in leadership, teamwork, communication, and more. The active citizen continuum model illustrates how individuals relate to their communities, progressing from passive membership toward active citizenship. Going to college allows you to become more engaged and active citizens who contribute to the needs and issues of a larger community. Volunteering is still a valuable form of citizenship, yet there is greater value in trying to develop solutions to problems that exist within a community in the first place. This involves learning what contributes to the problems and resolving these root causes. Here's some questions that you can ask yourself. Where do you think you fall on this continuum/slash staircase? Do you think that issues in communities are your responsibility, even if they don't directly affect you? And how do you become an active citizen by the time you graduate? Building on the idea of becoming an active citizen, it's important to recognize that your involvement in community experiences does more than just benefit others. It also supports your own personal and professional growth. The Civic Learning and Democracy Engagement Coalition developed a framework that connects these real world, community based experiences with both a deeper understanding of democratic principles and the development of skills highly valued by employers. Later in this course, you'll explore what qualities employers seek when hiring new graduates. While volunteering alone may not always be the top factor, the knowledge and skills you gain through service are essential assets. In the next few slides, we will examine how engaging in civic and service activities can enhance your career skill development, as well as providing compelling examples to highlight on your resume and in job interviews. Take a moment to pause and reflect on which of the 8 career skills might be put into practice with the examples described. First up, effectively advocate for the needs of your community through teaching, conversations, letter writing, and more. If you guessed oral and written communication, you're right. This skill is about expressing ideas clearly and persuasively, whether you're raising awareness about an issue or helping others understand a cause. It aligns with MSU's deep roots in education and service, dating back to its founding as the Moorhead Normal School. The symbol of a light shining to and from the mountains reminds us of our mission to educate and serve Eastern Kentucky and beyond. Build and develop a professional network of individuals that could involve sharing knowledge and resources. That's career and self development. Civic engagement connects you with peers, mentors, and community leaders. It shows employers that you go beyond the classroom and are serious about learning through experience. Engaged students are seen as motivated, responsible, and ready to contribute. Also, making a lasting difference will require working with others. Use social media to promote a food drive or other service opportunity. That's technology. Whether you're making a flyer in Canva, using social media to share it, or organizing details in Excel, technology helps you raise awareness and manage projects. In service work, it's a practical tool and sometimes even a creative outlet to connect people and solve problems. One of the most important parts of service learning and community and civic engagement is reflection. Reflection gives you an opportunity to think about your present experiences and connect them with what you've previously learned. Reflection can help you better understand what you think and believe and how this might change over time or with new information. These beliefs could even be solidified or made more certain. Regardless, these past and present experiences can influence what you choose to do in the future. MSU's Presidential Community Engaged Eagles list is an accolade available to students each semester who engage in service and complete a reflection of the experience. You can complete this optional reflection assignment about your service, whether it's through a student organization, volunteering as an individual, or through your classes. When you go to complete the quiz for this week's assignment, consider following the link to the Presidential Community Engaged Eagles reflection. If you need help looking for volunteer opportunities, consider joining a student organization and getting involved on campus. You can also look for opportunities on Eagle CareerNet by scanning this QR code. This platform is also useful in finding jobs, internships, and other career opportunities. You will use it in more detail later this semester. Lastly, you can meet me at the Center for Career Development and Experiential Education.